Hello, welcome back to another multiplayer battle. We're fighting the Bretonnians and a Dwarf Faction 2. I'm going to go over my army in just a moment. Tokshin is playing as a Wood Elf faction as well. I am too. I'm going to be charging up over here where I'm going to be able to potentially flank that Dwarf player. They have trebuchets way in the corner, which is kind of strange. I mean, provided we were deployed over there, we could easily destroy them. Over here, we're looking at what? A lot of Pegasus Knights, and they're flying towards us right now. Tokshin's in the middle. He went for a tree build. A very heavy tree build. I'll do it one day too, but here we go. He brought in a lot of them. He was like, I'm going to do the last march of dance, and I said, alright man, do it. It's pretty cool looking, I've got to admit. But I'm over here. I went for a Wardancer build. Orion's Wardancer build is what I'll call it. I used to come up with the names for all of my builds, but that would be my name for it. And that is a pretty cool shot too. Got Wood Elves in the front, trees in the back, and now they're advancing. Our enemies, again, a Dwarf faction and a Bretonnian player. Let's go over here. They have a lot of pole arms. I mean, that is really not a bad idea when fighting a lot of large creatures that we might have, and we do have. They have a Goblobber, which can do a lot of damage to Tokshin. He's a Goblobbin. Let's catch up to the little Gobbos. Now they're landing right into the Dryads. So my idea was that we went over to the left flank, or that we would go over to the left flank, right over here. If we move all the way through here, then we can avoid a lot of artillery and ranged fire. Trees would block that, and we would be able to force them to reconvene. They would have to reorganize into a new formation, right? Longbeards, Ironbreakers, Dwarf Warriors. We're looking at Greld Knights, who are right here. Flame Cannons too, a Master Engineer, a lot of ranged units, and over here Peasant Bowman. Belligar Iron Hammer, that Goblobber, another Flame Cannon. Iron Drakes, which is a really good call when you're fighting a Wood Elf faction. If you want to beat a Wood Elf player, Iron Drakes could definitely help that happen faster. I'll need to try it in the future for sure. We've got over here a Flying Lord, a Flying Paladin, Slayers in the Woods. I don't like them here, not even a little bit. It's going to be a very tough fight, one of our toughest battles ever. Alright, we're moving on up. I'm trying to get into formation. I'm leading the charge over to that flank. Tokshin is trying to follow suit. He'll be fighting these Flying Knights eventually. They're coming for him right now. I brought in Orion. I don't usually bring him in. I prefer a Glade Lord or Dirthu. I find that Orion is rather squishy. And the Glade Lord has a ability called Arrow of Carnuous, which is rather powerful. But I wanted to try him out anyway. Greld Knights are moving up. Here they come. Going after Treekin, who are very durable. They're going to fight in the woods a little bit. Hopefully that would be a benefit to Tokshin if that does happen. I'm still moving. We were going to move just right here, but I decided to move even further. That would be Tokshin's unit. He's using a Curse of Honor here to debuff the range units, or he will be eventually. They have a Shield Thorn, or a Thorn of Shields, which is quite beneficial. As a buff, it'll increase your damage. Here they come right now. We can't really shoot them, not in the trees. That wouldn't be very easy. The Dryads are moving forward. He's got a Treeman. What, two of them? Yeah, he's got two of them. Right now, they're fighting in the woods just a little bit, which is quite good for Tokshin. Greld Knights are very powerful and they can do a lot of damage. With watching in slow motion, the battle does kind of end quickly. It didn't feel like it because someone here had a slow connection, and because of that, the movement overall is very slow. So we were here for maybe like 20 minutes or so fighting. Maybe not quite that long, but it felt like it. There's the Treekin, the Dryads, and they're all fighting. He's healing up his own units in order for them to not lose anyone while he's fighting Greld Knights, who again are very powerful. That Flame Cannon got a good hit upon Tokshin's unit of the Sisters of Thorn. I'm trying to move into this little grove. That way I can move through it. That would be good for me if I could do that. I have my Treekin now charging for it. They're moving over here to go after the Longbeards. Tokshin again did use that Curse of Honor here to decrease the overall accuracy of the enemy units, and now they're moving forward. So they did a lot of damage to my Treekin. That was a beautiful friendly fire shot, breaking their entire line. Didn't really kill any of them, but it did break their line, which is wonderful. But those Iron Drakes did a tremendous amount of damage to me. I'll need to go into slow motion again, but they did such an incredible amount of damage to me. No kills, but look at how much they took off of my Treekin. That is a lot. Immediately broken. If you want to break down treekin or any tree, Iron Drakes can do it. I was a little bit worried about that. I did use my Horn of the Wild Hunt, which is okay. The cooldown's very long. If you're charging in, it's a good ability to use. I'm still moving in. I brought a lot of Wardancers with Azurai Spears and Wardancers too. I'm charging on up, now using my Wardancers. I'll use their ability where they'll have more melee defense but less melee attack. That way they can last in battle for a long time. I've killed a few Slayers already. I'm trying to get over here. I have one group of Wardancers charge immediately into a lot of Longbeards. It's going to be a savage fight. Dwarf on Elf action, Elf on Dwarf action. And that is how that goes. It's really one of the most overwhelming fights we've played, where I'm going to go into slow motion so much because of how much is going on all at once. We were very quiet the entire match, having to micromanage another treekin group torn apart. Or there might be the same one. Alright, well, treekin are on the front lines now, fighting for me. Let's go look at what Tokshin is doing over here. The Pegasus Knights were fighting for quite some time. The Girl Knights are here too. They did lose a number of their own. Pegasus Knights are now terrified. We've got Derthu and Tree Men all fighting. We'll get a nice shot of that right now. Check out that battle. That is really cool. There is so much going on. And there they are. Over here, the treekin is still fighting on the front lines. We got that flame cannon still hitting us in the rear. I brought in quite a few rangers, if I remember right. Here's my Wardancers. I wanted to bring in my spears in case they tried to flank me. I'm keeping them in reserve right now. Okay. Wardancers are still fighting, going after Bretonnians and Dwarfs. I'm fighting a lot of them alone right now. Tokshin's trying to get over here. He's got a few units, but not too many. My Wardancers, because of their ability, the Shadow's Coil, they're able to last for a long time. They have only 15 kills, but they're able to fight here for a bit of time. If you look at that right now, they've got so many units, and we're just trying to fight. Got a few Wardancers here cut off. And now being cut. Yeah, I was trying to hit their artillery, which I managed to do. They have very low ammunition already. The flame cannon over here didn't really get any kills. I guess they're all cluttered up by other units. Alright, it's going to go to north speed for a little while. Only 4 minutes left, which is really crazy because it felt like forever. Girl Knights are still fighting in the trees, where they'll be a bit slower. Derthu is now moving past them. And here's where we're fighting right now. Tokshin's beginning to move in. He's trying to get around him. I've got my own Deepwood Scouts. Not Rangers, my bad. Scouts. And I'm trying to hit the Iron Drakes. We kept trying to kill those damn Iron Drakes the entire time, but it didn't really work out. We've got quite a few kills upon these pole arms. They're upgraded too. They're very cheap, so they're easy to upgrade if you're going to use them as a main part of your army. The Wardancers are now moving in. Let's go and check that out right now. They're charging in to the fight. Killing a lot of dwarfs. They're in the woods too, which is where they can be protected. I've got them all over. I keep using their ability whenever I can. I keep trying to use it as soon as the cooldown is over. We've got a dwarf group moving in. We've got some Bretonnian units now fleeing. I don't need to hold on space. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't need to be doing that. We've got a lord who came after Orion. Orion's over here. He's being bloodied up. And Orion just really can't keep up in melee battle with a lord like that, so I have to move him away. He takes a good bit of damage. 57 kills already. I mean, he hits hard. He's a glass cannon, though, for sure. If he had the Arrow of Cernuus, then I would like him a lot more. But that would kind of invalidate a Glade Lord in very many ways. I'm using my abilities whenever I can to break up their formations and get as many kills as I can. That Hounds of Orion ability can do some damage. It's really not a game-changing spell, but it can do damage over time. It can accumulate. The Wardancers are still going. I mean, I was really shocked about how long my Wardancers did last over here, holding back such a large amount of infantry. Where are they at? Yeah, they're right over here. I don't know if there's any left. Oh no, they cut them down. Oh, very tragic. Look at that. Cut down in the prime of their elf life. So now they're moving up to fight me in the trees, which is okay. I'm still fighting over here, killing many of the treekin. Yeah, my scouts didn't really have a great position to fire at, or to release volleys from the entire time. They can do a lot of damage with their shards. But we are hitting some dwarfs and some Bretonnians now that my treekin moved away. I've got a Spellslinger of Shadows doing some damage in the battle. The animations are really cool. The Iron Drakes are still alive. The Wardancers are using that Shadow's Coil again. Toshin's over here, charging in at a great location. Much better location for him to charge from. Let's go ahead and look at it from above, like that. As you can tell, there's so much going on simultaneously, and that's why it was an insane battle with a lot of micromanagement, where it's nearly over. Okay, let's go check it out now. Treekin is still fighting over here. They're going to be doing some friendly fire damage, I'm hoping. My Treekin, no one died for a while, which is kind of crazy, but they did lose a lot of health. They've only gotten 11 kills. They can accumulate kills over time, but for now they were not able to get a lot of kills. The pole arms are beginning to break. They're being hit by arrows right in the back of the head. He goes flying. Wow. What a way to go. Another miasma. I'm trying to do a bit of damage to the Iron Drakes. Did I kill that dwarf through the shield? I hope I did. I don't believe I did. But yes, as you can tell, I'm trying to hit that Iron Drake group. I mean, they have so much ammunition left, they could keep on going for a very long time. Had they been allowed to really hit us the entire time, we would have been in big trouble. Wardancers, 31 kills. I've got another group around here somewhere. I think I do, or I thought I did. But they're all grouped up. They were way too grouped up. Had they tried to encircle me, they probably could have done it, and I wouldn't have been able to really stop them. My Azerai Spears are over here. I brought all of my Azerai Spears over to the enemy lord. I wanted to kill him immediately. He's got a potion of toughness, and that's why he was able to stay around for so long. But I had to get Orion out of there. I believe I eventually used my horn again of the Wild Hunt. That way I could relocate and keep away from the enemy targets. I've got my archers still going, still firing. 9 kills, 18 kills, 10 kills. Not a lot of kills yet. 35 kills for one group. Down here, I've got my Wardancers charging back into battle. 43 kills. We're going after Spearmen at Arms. Let's go watch them fight for a little bit. Fighting peasants. Good spin. Did we cut off his arm? I think we did. Hold on. Trying to. Yeah, no arm for him. Only a stub. Oh, look at that. Nasty. And he's down. He is gone. Yeah, they'll keep cutting them down. There's only a few left. They had broken, but it was a great way for me to entangle a lot of them. I think I eventually moved my archers down here to go after them. Not quite yet. Tokshin and I are using volleys to go after our targets. I think eventually, too, I go after the Lord by focusing fire upon him. We've got that Paladin who's beginning to break. Or, yeah, who has broken. Tokshin, with all of his trees, he's moving right through the middle, doing so much damage. Yeah, the Dryads are a great counter to any Spearmen and Halberds like that because, I mean, they're not large. He does use a wonderful Flock of Doom upgraded, doing an incredible amount of damage to every group here. And a lot of these guys haven't even entered into combat, so to have that damage done in the very beginning is really powerful. We've got the Flame Cannon, barely anyone left, only 14 kills. It was just way too much that they couldn't really use to their full potential. And they had a pretty good build, and we're still going. The battle's not done yet. Here's Beligar. I'm using my archers now to go after the Spearmen at Arms who are charging up the hill. I've got my Treekin who are now charging down the hill, crashing right through their formation. Bit of friendly fire, but it doesn't really matter. They're about to break. They're about to go away for good. We're using a Shield of Thorns again and a Horn of the Wild Hunt. We've got Beligar Ironhammer who's over here too. We've got Tokshin who cut right through the middle while they were trying to hold me back. Again, his maneuver in the middle was really great. Dorothy's taking some damage, but he's going to be able to last hopefully for a time. Where's the Dragonfire Pastor here? 19 kills. We're looking at just an insane battle. I mean, check out everything that's going on. All the fire upon Dorothy from way over here. He's bringing in his riders. I think I bring in mine too. Yeah, I bring in mine eventually. I thought I went after them, but not quite yet. I think I eventually go after the trebuchets, which we forgot about. We forgot all about them. Oh yeah, I'm going after them right now. Right over here. And I'm bringing my Wardancers too to go after the other group. 88 kills for them. We're going after them right now, taking out a trebuchet crew. Let's go and watch them in slow motion real quick as they charge in. These ladies are quite prickly. They are a thorny bunch. I don't know what you're doing. Are you gonna hit them? Either way, they're moving in. Oh, causing a few peasants to go flying. Wardancers are coming their way, and they will be able to obliterate all of them. There's no way they'll lose the battle. Let's go look way over here now. Okay, later I go after the Quarrelers again. You don't need a lot of sisters, you just need a few of them in order to use their buffs, and they cost no magic, and that's why they're so powerful. The Iron Drakes are still alive. We weren't able to take them out immediately. They're taking out Dryads, who are not going to do well being hit by that much fire. Look at that. They're falling apart. And I'm still fighting over here in a grinder, complete meat grinder. I have all my archers shooting in. I have Azrai Spears here moving in. There might be some friendly fire, but it's whatever at this point. I mean, I just want to destroy whatever I can of that dwarf player who was helping out the Bretonnian player, which is why they were able to hold for so long. But as you can tell, they're all doing their crazy moves, going around, destroying them. Shield of Thorns again, it looks like. Durthu is moving through, cutting through a lot of dwarves and humans who are fighting together. Alright. We've only got about a minute left. The Build Trebuchets are done for. Tokshin did a lot of damage over here with all of his spell casting and everything charging in. Shield of Thorns constantly being utilized. I believe I even buff him too. That way he's able to get through. They're just all grouped up. You don't want them all grouped up like that. They didn't have enough utility. They brought in a lot of anti-large. Like the Bretonnian player brought in a lot of anti-large, but he used all of his utility in the very beginning of the battle. It's like having a utility belt, like Batman. You'll have your tools. If you don't have all of your tools, sure, you can punch and kick, but you don't have that special stuff for a special situation. Here's Orion, 91 kills. I keep using him. He managed to stay alive. I was a little bit worried about being killed, but I was able to stay alive. I did forget about my Life Singer. My Life Singer did end up dying in the battle, but I was out of magic. Anyway, another Shield of Thorns, and that's how we were able to stagger that. Spell casting abilities that were free, Belly Guard's about to break, and that's how we won the battle. It was really one of our toughest battles. A very short one, but very intense. It felt much tougher, I think, because of how slow it was, or because I was like thrown into the meat grinder. Let's go over my little kills over here. 21 for my Spell Singer. Orion was nearly taken out, but stayed alive. My Wardancers did a great job. 121 for one group, 94 for another, 70 for one, 34 for one, which is not too much. My Azrai Spears had one goal to go after the enemy Lords and Paladin, which worked out, and I managed to take him down. I was able to use my scouts to do a lot of damage. Not as much as I would have liked, but a good enough amount to actually change up the game. And then we had my sisters buff us up, debuff the enemy, and charge after trebuchets and quarrelers at some point. Then my Treekin had a part, but the Iron Drakes really did hurt them. But that wasn't enough to really stop us. To be blunt about it, had he brought in Iron Drakes instead of Flame Cannons, he might have had a better shot. When I really think about it, the Bretonnian player really spent too much way too soon. I think the Dwarf player was potentially prepared with a better build to handle what we had for a defensive battle, but we just surrounded them. And Toshin crashed right through the middle when they focused a lot on me. After that, they just really couldn't keep up. Their flanks were all surrounded, and we were just nailing them at that point. Okay, thank you for watching. Look forward to my Wood Elf episode today. It'll be out at 2 p.m. US Central, so check it out then. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Your likes let me know how you feel about a video. So your feedback is important to me. It lets me know that you want to see more. And if you want to see more, I'll make more. As always, until then.